Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. Today we have our September wrap up, and it's a doozy. I read a lot of books in the month of September. All right, we have my handy dandy journal here, and I'm just gonna go through and tell you all of our ratings and everything and my thoughts. And I'm depending on how much time this takes, I'll do a little bit of a synopsis of the books. So I will just set the turn. Filming is hard. Okay, I will set the books up right here and we'll kind of see our stack grow. So we're gonna go in no particular order. This tripod is so shaky. So here, let's first buy. So here is our September journal page. I'm going to give you a few, like, the rundown. So I read a total of 9,101 pages, a total of 23 books. I read 16 romance, 3 fantasy, 2 horror, and 2 YA. So let's get into the books, shall we? This is going to be in no particular order because the way they're stacked in my, like, red box, there's no way, like, I can take them out and reorder them because they're just, I mean, the stack is high. And y'all are gonna shake. I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that. So the first book we're gonna talk about, this is like a 2-book bind up of The Wild and the Free. I read The Wild by Kay Webster. This is very taboo. Like, I haven't given it a rating because I just don't know what to rate it, but it's about this family that decided to go off grid up in Alaskan wilderness, and a romance happens, and that's all I'm gonna say. Check your trigger warnings. I do have to say that something happens farther along in the book that makes the rest of the stuff that you read a little bit better to swallow, but this was something. Yeah. We read Glow by Raven Kennedy. This is the 4th book in the Plated Prisoner series. 5 stars. 5 freaking stars. I know that there are mixed reviews about this book, and I understand. I totally understand those reviews that say that there's a lot of fluff in this and all that. I liked, like, the extra stuff, like the found family vibes and everything. I loved it. I gave this 5 stars. There is a little bit of spice in this. The 6th book in the series, the last book, just came out, and I'm so sad that the series is going to end because ACOTAR was my favorite fantasy series of all time, but this has slowly become the favorite. So basically we're following Auren, and she is like King Midas's favored. She is gold touched, so her body is gold, her hair is gold, her eyes are gold. And we start the book from there. I don't really want to tell you much about it because I don't want to spoil it. It is a King Midas retelling. It is so freaking good. I highly recommend. I finished Foxglove, which is the 2nd book in the Belladonna series by Adeline Grace. This was so good. I like this better than the first one. The thing that I like about these books is it is like gothic, it's fantasy, but there's some mystery aspects along with it. So, like, in the first book, you are following a murder mystery, trying to figure out who did it. So good. I highly recommend it. It's YA. I ate this up. I cannot wait to read Wisteria. And then the series will be over. But so freaking good. So far, this has been a 5-star series for me. We are following Signa, and she can't die. And so she ends up in a relationship with death. She learns about some powers that she ends up having. So it's a really fun read. She gets shipped off from home to home and finds that everybody she lives with eventually dies. And in the first book, she ends, after her last, like, whoever was taking care of her dies, she ends up at her cousin's house, and that's where she meets up with Blythe. The 3rd book, I think, is going to follow Blythe. But yeah, so good. Highly recommend. I read the 2nd book in the Sinners of Saint series by L.J. Shen, Ruckus. I gave this book 3 stars. I enjoyed it. It does have a little bit of sad. So basically this is following Amelia, who is in our first book, her sister Rosie, and she has cystic fibrosis, I think is what it is. And we follow her love story. be prepared to have some tissues. Did not cry. This did not pull the emotions out of me because I just wasn't emotionally attached. But I have heard a lot of people say that they cried in this. It was really good. I gave it 3 stars. So yeah. All right, I read the first book in the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. I have never read these books. I know, it's a crime. But I have never read these books. And so I was curious. So I ordered them and I read them after I watched the movies one night. And let me just say, copy and paste movie. They did a really good job of sticking to the book with the movie. There were a few things that were left out, like her friend, the photographer that had the photography show in the beginning of the second movie. He was a more prominent character in this. So yeah, but anyway, I liked it. If you've seen the movie, you've practically read the book. So I gave it 3.5 stars. I am going to continue the series, but I don't know when, just because there was so much like the movies and I just watched them because they left Netflix in September. So yeah. Then I read the second book in the Salacious Players Club series by Sarah Kate, Eyes on Me. I gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. So basically this is, we follow Garrett, and he's a voyeur, which means he likes to watch. And his stepsister Mia, she's a cam girl. He happens upon her one day, and we follow the story from there. I enjoyed it. I am going to continue the series. The next book is coming from Pango. I ordered it, but I don't know if the seller just hasn't been on Pango in a while because it has not shipped yet. I might have to cancel it and just order it on Amazon, but yeah. Our stack is slowly growing. Then I read Incidents Around the House. I gave this 2.5 stars. I don't know. This book is definitely overhyped. I'm so glad I bought this off Pango for $10 instead of paying $25 on Amazon. Definitely overhyped. Definitely overhyped. So basically, we're following this little girl, Bella, and it's all told from her point of view, so it takes a little bit of getting used to. I audiobooked and read this at the same time. We're following Bella and her family, and she talks about other mommy that lives in her closet. And yeah, this is a horror. And there are some other things that are going on with the family, so you kind of get really engrossed in that. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I just didn't. I don't know. It's definitely overhyped. Definitely overhyped. I rounded it up to 3 stars on Goodreads. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about this. I'm kind of conflicted because I wanted it to end differently, and just, I don't know. I really don't know what to say about it, honestly. Next up, we finished Anarchy at Prescott High. This is book 4 in the Havoc Boys series. I gave this 4 stars. This series has just been a solid 4 stars for me. I can't really tell you much about this because it is the 4th in a series, but we're following Bernadette. They call her Bernie. And in this high school, the Havoc Boys kind of run everything. You can call Havoc, and what they will do is you can go to them and tell them what you want them to do. They will give you a price, and if you're willing to pay, then they will do your bidding. And we follow her from there. This is a reverse harem. It's a romance. I kind of wish that it was set in college instead of high school, because some of the things that happens is like, there's no way that kids that age would be doing that. But I mean, I guess that's what reading is about, is, there's a glare on my glasses, y'all. I'm so sorry. I guess that's what reading is about, is kind of getting away from reality. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm excited to finish this series in the month of October. And then this was just kind of like an impulse read, but I read Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I don't know. I was just kind of feeling myself getting slumpy, and I just needed something short and quick. So I picked this up, and I gave this 3 stars. It was good. I liked it. It was very short, 275 pages. I pumped this out in a day. All right. So in this book, we are following Sophie and Max. Sophie, we start off with her at her wedding, and she finds out that her soon-to-be husband has been cheating on her. And Max is a professional objector. So he gets paid to go to weddings and say, I object, because one of the party does not want to be married, and they don't know how to cut it off without like disappointing their parents, whether it be they cheated or whatever. So yeah, we follow them. She ends up going around and doing it with him, and we follow their story from there. Really, really cute, really quick read. I highly recommend. I enjoyed it. So far, I have liked Lynn Painter's YA books better than her adult, which I've only read one of her adult. Everything else I've read has been like better than the movies and all that. So far I have liked her YA material better than her adult. So we read The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. As you can see, I enjoyed this. So this is a dark romance, and in this we go to Barrington University. It's the home of the Lords. Lords is like this secret society where these men like join. I don't guess you would say like it's a extreme fraternity where they join this group, and it basically sets them up to have these really successful lives. I love the feel of this paperback. Look how floppy that is. A+ for that. And for the first 3 years of their college career, they are basically pledging to this group, and they are at this group's beck and call. So it is a dark romance. So if they need somebody, that they'll have them go and do it. And then their senior year, they get a chosen, and the chosen is our Lady Blakely, and she is actually supposed to be. I'm not trying to confuse you. It's really so in this group, arranged marriages are very common to keep money and things in the family and stuff like that. And she is arranged to marry Matt, but because of something Matt did, he loses his privilege to choose her as his chosen. And Riot chooses her, and we follow them from there. It is so freaking good. It's dark, but it's good. It's spicy, but it's so good. It's so good. I cannot wait to continue the series. Oh, I'm excited. And then I continued. Oh, I should probably get the first one because I can't say I continued. I read the first 2 books in the Never King series by Nikki St. Crow. This is a dark Peter Pan retelling where every 18 years, Peter Pan comes and takes away someone from the Darling family because he has lost something, and he feels that they are the only key to finding it. And so we follow Winnie, who gets taken, and we follow her and the Lost Boys. This is a reverse harem between Peter Pan and 3 of the Lost Boys. So good. So good. I gave both of these 4 stars. I'm excited to continue the series. There's 4 books in this series, and they are so freaking short. I read both of these in a day. I read this one normally, and then I did the audiobook and read this at the same time. The audiobooks are pretty good, so I highly recommend. But yeah, I enjoyed it. All right, I'm going to need to pause for a round of applause because I did it. I read Luke Off with Love. And I don't know why I put this off for so long. I highly, highly, highly recommend the audiobook for this because it is duet narration. So the female narrator does, dang it, I'm forgetting names. Jasmine. The female narrator does Jasmine and all the other characters. And then the male narrator only does Ivan Lukoff's voice. It is so freaking good. I gave this 5 stars. Why have I been putting this off for so long? It was so good. Oh my goodness, I loved this. 5 stars. So Jasmine is an ice skater who has been dropped by her partner. She goes to the ice skating rink every day to practice. And then Lukoff shows up because his partner is taking a break, and he needs a new partner. And he comes to her and he's like, I want you to be my partner, but it's only going to be for a year. So yeah, and we follow them from there. It is so good. So good. Can I get an Ivan Lukoff, please? Please, please, please. He is so freaking sweet. Another book I read was Torn by Carrie Cole. I have heard mixed reviews about this book. So this is a dad's best friend romance, but the age gap is not that big. The parents had her when they were 15. And so the way yes, he has been in her life her entire life. And that is kind of cringy, but it was kind of explained that they kind of grew up together because he was a child when she was born. He was 15. So they kind of grew up together. I know. If it's not for you, don't read it, but it was for me. And I liked it very much. So basically they have a friendship, and it kind of turns into more, but I loved it. These next few books you'll have seen in my reading one book a day for 5 days challenge video. I read the third book in the Don't Let Me series by Kelsey Ray. This is Don't Let Me Break. This is following Macklin and Kate. Macklin is Theo's older brother from book 2, and he is a paramedic. And Kate has epilepsy, and it has always messed up her dating life, and we follow them. It's so freaking cute. So freaking cute. And it's age gap. She is like 25. He's like 30 something. Yeah. So good. I finished the second book in the Bridgerton series, The Viscount Who Loved Me. I gave this 3.5 stars. It was good. I definitely liked the series adaptation better. But they did a good job of adapting it. There was some stuff that was left out. But yeah, so this is Anthony's story, Anthony and Kate. If you have not heard of Bridgerton, what rock have you been living under? So basically, Anthony has never intended to marry, and this season he decides, you know what, I'm going to marry, but I'm not going to marry for love. And he is going after Kate's sister. This is Enemies of Lovers. It is so freaking cute. I highly recommend. And then this is a book I got off TikTok Shop off a whim. I saw a video of it, and I was like, you know what? Let's read it. That's a pretty cover, and I love that the tabs match the cover. So this is another dad's best friend romance. And her dad has an accident, and he passes away, and she ends up moving in with him at 17, and she is now 20-something, and he is in 40, I believe. And we follow their romance. It is so freaking cute. I highly enjoyed this. There is an air of mystery in this book. Yeah, highly recommend. Highly recommend. I liked it. You will see that I was following a trend in the taboo romance this month. So, another book in my 24 and 2024 that I read in my one book a day for 5 days is Switch and Saddle by Lila Sage. Once again, I love that the tabs match the cover. So basically we're following Ada. My cat sat on these books and the cat hair is ridiculous. We're following Ada and Weston. Weston is the brother to our main female character in the first book. And Ada is a friend to one of the friends in the first book, and she has come in to help him redo a property on the ranch, and we follow them for from there. It's so freaking cute. I highly recommend this. Made me wanted to go back and reread the first one. Yeah. All right, I finished the Blossom and Winter series. This series, the first book is terrible, but you can tell that the first book was the author's first book. I mean, it was terrible. It was like worse than Wattpad. But I gave this one 4 stars. This one was actually really good. Yeah, it kind of came full circle and kind of ended really well. There is, my cat got cat hair all over these books. You could probably see it flying. Anyway, there is some novellas that follow the end of the series, but I'm not going to read them. I don't feel like I need to, so. But yeah, this is a dad's best friend. It is kind of icky because he is 40-something and she is just turned 18, so it is kind of icky, but I saw it through just because it intrigued me. So, and then we read A Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn. This was a reread. I read the first one in the series like 2 years ago, and then I never continued the Kane brothers. So we reread this one so that I can kind of what am I trying to say? Spark my memory. That way I can read the next 2. But yeah, it was cute. So this follows Lottie and Huxley. Lottie ends up getting fired from her job, and she had already told her parents that when she got her promotion, she was going to move out of their house. And they were excited for that. And so when she gets fired, she has to come up with a way to kind of keep her parents from knowing this. So her idea is that she's going to go walk around in a rich neighborhood and snag herself a rich husband. And then we follow Huxley, who lies to someone that he wants to make a business deal with, that he's got a pregnant fiance. So they kind of, they help each other out. So freaking cute. I gave this 4 stars. I read Brother by Anaya Alborn. I gave this book 3 stars. So we're following Michael. And this book was like if the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that, what's that cannibal movie? Last Turn, Wrong Left Turn, Don't Turn Left, whatever it is, had a baby. So basically this family, oh, I shook my foot again. I'm sorry. This family murders women. And then the mom cooks them and eats them. So, yeah. But we're following Michael, and some things that happen to him is just, like, some of the revelations we find out at the end, I was like, what? So basically, Michael is contemplating if he wants to be in this family or not. He does not like what they're doing. He does not like what they're about. But the only reason why he stays is for his little sister, because he feels like he has to protect her. And we follow them from there. It was good. I recommend. I did the audiobook. And then I did pretty good sticking to my TBR this month. Y'all got to admit. I read Through My Window. I gave this book 3 stars. I will say the movie was better. And I usually don't say that very often, but the movie was better. You can tell that this was like Wattpad. This is probably their first book ever. Just because some of the things didn't really flow that great. But anyway, we're following Raquel and Aries. They are neighbors, and Raquel has an obsession with Aries. And he hacks into her Wi-Fi. And that's how we kind of get the relationship going. It is so freaking good. I would recommend the movie. This was very spicy. Yeah, if you want to read the book, you can. The movie was better. But, yeah. They didn't really stick well with, like, the plot and everything in the movie. They changed up a few things. But other than that, I really enjoyed the movie. And then lastly, I was so scared to read this because I heard so many mixed feelings and things on this book. I loved it. If you are holding back from reading this because of the mixed reviews, just do it, because I loved this. I gave this 5 stars. A lot of people feel like, I mean, it kind of is like a filler book. But we do find out some information in this, and I don't know, I liked it. I liked the romance aspect of it. I don't know. I just liked it. I need the 3rd book now, though, because that ending, I need it now. Those are the 23 books we read in the month of September. All right, here's a final look at our spread of the books that were read. I actually did a September wrap-up page, and I'm going to continue doing this for the rest of the year. I even have my fall TBR page. I don't know if I'm going to do a video of my fall TBR, because it's basically my October TBR plus some extras, you know. So let's look at October. I really love how October turned out. And I hand drew everything instead of doing copy and, or like glue paste. So these are all of the books. I am not going to get to all of those because it's like 30 books. And this is the most books I've ever read in a month. So there is no way I'm getting to all of these. But yeah. And then we have not finished any books yet in the month of October. I'm going to be finishing our first one today. It is only October 2nd. And then we have that. So yeah. Anyway, let's go to our chart. So this is what our chart, like, see, most books I've ever read in a month. I think next year I'm not going to have all of these colors because each color represents the month, and each, like, their monthly spread is done in this color. But I think next year I'm going to have different colors for this page, because just to make it more aesthetically pleasing, if you will. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below, what is something that you read in September, and would you recommend it? And yeah, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Join my bookish community. It would make my day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.